So I cannot tell you how many times I've heard this advice go around on social media, which goes something like this. If you follow your passion, you'll never have to work a day in your life. Or if you do something that you're aligned with, something that feels natural to you, something that you're interested in, the money will just magically flow to you. Insert all the manifestation, visualization, woo-woo vibes, which honestly, sometimes I'm all about, but take it from me as a mom of 4, I homeschool my kids, I'm a full-time entrepreneur, and I've been on YouTube for nearly a decade at this point. That advice in and of itself will burn you out faster than anything else you do on the internet. Now, I'm not saying not to follow your passion or do something that you feel aligned with, something that you love, but trust me, I have been through the ringer on YouTube, going viral in multiple different niches and categories on multiple different channels. And so I've seen firsthand what it looks like to pursue different niches and make varying different income levels. And at the end of the day, I want to choose a niche that I know I can get a fast return on my time invested, just so I don't wear out my family and so that I can actually turn a profit sooner rather than later. And I think that even if you love something, I don't personally want to be a starving artist forever. I want to eventually make money so that I can enjoy my life with my family. And so in today's video, I'm basically going to share with you guys the top 6 niches to absolutely run away from and avoid at all costs if you want to go full-time on YouTube and earn at minimum 6 figures, but even all the way up to 7 figures from YouTube and leveraging YouTube and everything that it can do for you. But before you're thinking in your head, oh, Hayley, I have a full-time job, I have 1,000 kids, more than you, and I have so much responsibility, I don't want to stress myself out having to build a business. Let me stop you right there. You are wrong. As harsh as this is the advice that I wish someone had slapped me upside the head with 10 years ago when I started my YouTube channel. You are wrong because you are going to spend the exact same amount of time working on your side hustle YouTube channel as you would trying to take your YouTube channel business to 6 figures and beyond. You're still going to need to learn how to develop an online presence. You're still going to need to learn how to film and how to edit. So you can either create a channel to make some side hustle money, but it will inevitably take the exact same amount of time to earn it at a drastically different income level because the side hustle niche that you chose to go into just can't scale. But if you're new to my channel, my name is Hayley, and on this channel, I basically teach content creators how to not only go viral, because that is important to get new eyeballs to your business and to your brand, but really why I'm here and what I teach to my students and people that watch is how to take that virality to create assets that you own in the form of courses or coaching programs so that you can create semi-passive income while creating content on part-time hours. So if that interests you, go ahead and hit the subscribe button down below, and let's go ahead and get into the first niche to avoid. So the very first niche that you absolutely want to avoid and run away from at all costs, that I have to get off my chest like right off the bat, is basically niches where you're not able to sell your own product. At the end of the day, AdSense is great, but I honestly treat it as a cherry on top. Like I said, I've got a lot of responsibility. I've got kids, I homeschool, I have to feed my kids and my family. And because of those responsibilities and that I'm getting older, I want financial security. I almost want like insurance in a way for my business so that when I go to sleep at night and my head hits the pillow, I'm not stressed. Like, how much is YouTube gonna pay me this month? Are they advertisers gonna pull out? Actually, I've been in that scenario when I was a full-time YouTuber. Years ago, I did that for 2 years. I relied on brands to pay me versus my own brand paying me. So what I mean by that is 80% of our income came from brands that I didn't own. So Home Chef, the classic, like Dollar Shave Club. I did sponsors to feed my family. And while that can be very lucrative, we were making upwards of $20,000 a month when I did that. Again, my head couldn't hit the pillow without me being stressed out the eyeballs, honestly, that, a brand was going to pull out. And they did. Once COVID hit, 80% of our income was slashed for like 3 months because it wasn't an appropriate time to start doing sponsors, which is bogus. But I really learned my lesson. And so the first thing I would tell you guys is not to go into niche that it's going to be hard for you to sell your own product. So what do I mean? And let's give real examples. So the first one is going to be celebrity gossip channels. There's no direct product tie-in. It's hard to sell courses or coaching info products around gossip content, obviously. Now, general reaction channels, this is also a huge one. Reaction videos, while they're fun, they don't offer, much product or service monetization potential. You really have to ask yourself, the audience that I'm cultivating and with the way that I'm putting myself out on the internet, there has to be an element of authority to the content pieces in order for you to sell your own products. If you're just sort of filming your life, unless you're going to teach people how to be a YouTuber, which I actually did. That's actually how I got out of this state of relying solely on brands to pay me. I sold a product called YouTubepreneur, which we still sell, teaches people how to go viral on YouTube. And that changed my life because once I saw that I'd take home 90% of the income from my own products, I really stopped taking brands and focused all my efforts on creating my own products. And we scaled to the moon once we made that switch. But things like reaction channels and fan theories and public prank channels, let's play gaming channels, or compilation channels. There's also like motivational channels, or honestly, faceless YouTube channels. That is like a huge one that I would not have anyone do unless like, I see, this is weird, but I see young teenagers do it because their parents won't let them on the internet. So they do faceless channels to like make a living for themselves as teenagers. There's nothing wrong with all of these inherently. It's more of just like, if you can't sell your own product, it's gonna be, take it from me, very hard for you to turn this into a full-time business and want to quit your job or feel comfortable doing that. And like I said in the beginning, it's the same level of effort to make like a reaction channel, a prank channel, or all these other types of channels that it is to create your own personal brand that has actual authority. So while those can make money with AdSense, you can only scale it so far, and you're really trading your time for dollars when it comes to relying on AdSense to pay you and feed your family, which I don't think most people would do unless you're massively huge. So the second type of niche, with examples I'll show you in a minute, that you should absolutely run away from and avoid is niches that don't have episodic value. So I think I'm saying that right, episodic. But basically, you guys, you probably watch Netflix, you're obviously on YouTube, and the whole goal with having a YouTube channel is you want your audience to watch all of your content. Okay, so I made this mistake when I was a motherhood YouTuber years ago. That's how I started. I started documenting my journey as a new mom. I was very young at the time, had my first baby unexpectedly, and so I was like, I feel lonely and I'm gonna create content and connect with people, strangers on the internet, like a weirdo, okay? So that's what I did. And so because of that, I tried all these different niches under the category of motherhood. I would talk about my journey with breastfeeding, co-sleeping, whatever I was going through, baby-led weaning, purees, like parenting, and then I would do how to be an organized mom, how to clean effectively. And so those are all really random topics in and of themselves. They should be their own categories on YouTube, because instead of me doing motherhood as a category, I should have just picked one of those niches and stuck to it. Why? Okay. So if the goal is to actually turn a profit on YouTube, which it should be, or else you're going to be working out your ears for fun, and your husband's going to look at you one day and be like, this is not worth the effort that I have to potentially watch the kids, or you have to be stressed for no reason. Like, you want to have a return on your time invested. And so if the goal is to make this a full-time living or some type of living, you want to have the most bang for your time invested. And so what I mean by that is, if I had stuck with just organizational videos, I could have been the top 10% of the organization niche on YouTube, hypothetically, right? Or if I had just stuck to parenting, or if I had just stuck to working from home jobs, like as a mom, trying to get people into that sphere, I could have sold products directly to my audience in any of these categories. But since I was a lifestyle YouTuber, which there's nothing really wrong with this, it's just the least lucrative way to go about it. Trust me, I know. I was known for a bunch of different categories, and I wasn't necessarily an authority on one category, which is what I'm trying to do with this channel, which is obviously content creator tips. And so while you might have a passion for this, and this, if you choose to talk about all of these different passions right off the bat, you're not going to be seen as an authority. It's going to be harder for you to convert people into your funnel, which I talk about in other YouTube videos on this channel. You want to make sure that all of your subscribers watch every single piece of YouTube content. How do you get them to do that? Why do you see that some of your videos have a massive spikes and others have got like no views? And I've seriously been there. I'm still there. It's a journey we all go through together. Some videos have a lot of views, they go viral, some don't. But at a certain point, if you have a good amount of subscribers on YouTube, you want your view count to be leveled off and growing. You do not want it to go up, down, up, down. That's how it causes stress in your life, because you plateau and you're not constantly growing steady on YouTube. Because why is that? You are posting in a bunch of different sub niches. And if your audience is finding you through one topic, they're not going to watch the rest. So it's not episodic content to where they got to see the next one, because all of the other content pieces that you put out there did not pertain to the one or relate to the one that they found you from. So you really want to stick to a sub niche like organization, like minimalism, and not an overall category like being a mom or being a dad. Now, if you do like anxiety for moms, or helping moms battle depression, or helping moms with their mindset, those are still sub niches like mindset, self-help, depression, ADHD. But like cleaning in and of itself, motherhood in and of itself is not necessarily something where people are going to watch every single one of your content pieces. And so that is very important. So some examples of this are unboxing videos. Okay. So once a product is open, there's little reason for the viewer to return to the same type of content. Also, one-time tutorials, like how to fix a leaky faucet. After the viewers get the information information, they're done. There's like no long-term commitment to your channel, no long-term engagement, nothing else on your channel pertains to them. And if you do this type of thing, it's more of like a side hustle to you. You're just chasing AdSense dollars. Again, it's the same amount of work if you just stuck to one sub niche where the people would watch all of your content. You're gonna get paid 10 times more. So other examples are like single topic reviews, like movie or game reviews in different genres, different categories, time-sensitive news channels. People come for the current news, but old videos become irrelevant really fast. DIY project specific videos. So I see this a lot in like the crafting world. Now, if you have a whole channel on crocheting, all the crocheters, my mom, she's like addicted to crocheting. She's the granny that crochets. She would watch probably every single one of your videos. But if you did crochet and if you did watercolor, painting like a mosaic tile, like it's gonna be, your view counts are gonna be all over the place and you're not gonna be seen as an authority. Again, going back to number one, it's gonna be hard for you to sell your own products. So going along with the trends, you wanna absolutely avoid niches that have only the capability of writing trends. So TikTok trends and challenges, like it's a very small percentage of people that actually have a massive audience, like the girl, Charlie D'Amelio, people like that. But if you have, like I said, real responsibility and you wanna sleep sound at night and feel like I've got insurance with my brand, metaphorical insurance, I sell my own products, I have 7 streams of income, like we've been able to build, then you're not going to chase trends and challenges, okay? They blow up fast, but they become relevant even faster, just as soon as the next trend starts. Other examples of this would be like top 10 viral meme channels. The content's relevancy fades as memes change. I hope you guys are seeing patterns here, right? Crypto hype channels, channels that only cover the latest hot crypto tokens, often fizzle out as the hype dies down. And the biggest problem with this is that it really is hard. Just take it from me. It is hard to switch niches once you have an established audience of people that know and love you for one thing. Like I said, I did all different types of content throughout the years. I still to this day get my audience, my old audience telling me, Hayley, we want to see like mom vlogs. We want to see mom content. It really gets in your head because if you have even like 25 people, it feels like there's thousands of people screaming at you, we want this content. You want to appease your audience. You want to be a good person and not just like ignore their wishes. So you end up appeasing the audience, the small audience of people, and neglecting all of the eyeballs that just could know you, but would never because you aren't specifically focused on one thing. You're just writing trends and appeasing the small audience of people that already know you. So the next niche that you should avoid is basically niches that you don't want to be known for in 10 plus years. If I was forced to be the top 10% of any of the niches written down on your paper or in your iPhone notes app, wherever you have them in the back of your head, and you had to be the top 10%, which niche would allow you to get there the fastest? The reason you do that is because if you cannot be the top 10% in any given niche, it's going to be, like I said, very hard for you to have the longevity and stick this out for 10 plus years. If you're going through a phase in life where maybe you're like losing weight and you're like, oh, I might as well make money sharing my weight loss journey, but it's not really something I'm super passionate about. It's just something I feel like I have to do. I don't really want to talk about this when I'm, I don't know, insert, the age that you'd be in 10 years, 40 years old, 50 years old. And so that's not really something I want to continue doing for the rest of my life, then I would really reconsider. And so knowing that if you make it easy for yourself by choosing a niche that you're naturally gifted at, a niche where people will see you as an authority and it's easy for you to get to the top 10% versus the rest of the people out there, you're gonna stick it out. Because the more that people praise you, as vain as it sounds, just take it from me, the more people are saying you're doing a good job, the view counts show it, the more you're actually going to feel like this is my identity, this is how I should help people. Because if you are choosing a niche that's very saturated, where you're not that good at it and there's just a ton of competition and you just do it because you kind of like it, because of that, you're going to burn out. I've done this because it's hard to grow. You don't get a return on your time invested. And at the end of the day, you're not in the top 10% and you're nowhere near close. So examples of this are like prank channels. They may be fun now, but do you want to be known as the prankster for a decade? Drama commentary channels. Well, drama, obviously it can be very addictive. It can tarnish your reputation over time. I see this so much and it's so sad. I actually just stumbled upon, I won't say who, but a YouTube channel, and the whole channel has so many views, but she's just like putting down Mormonism and she's going massively viral. She had a bad experience in the Mormon religion. And so every single video is bashing Mormonism. I'm like, is this something that you want to be known for? And you want to be the top 10% of a channel that does negative commentary? I don't think so, but I don't know, maybe she does. But a reactionary political channels, again, this might be something that you really are passionate about and something that you want to continue doing. But the fast-paced nature of political content means that your legacy might be tied to something detrimental in the long run. So you really have to see and forecast, like, this is who I want to be known for. This is my identity. Extreme fitness channels, okay, like bodybuilding. As your priorities shift with age, you might not want to have to maintain that type of physique. The next one is niches that don't, this is so important, you guys. I should have put this first, but niches that don't align with your values. So I'm gonna be very raw and transparent because, like I said, I've been through the ringer on YouTube. You have to ask yourself, when looking at your list of top 5 niches that you're looking to go into, you have to analyze the content required to going viral within these niches. So I gave this example, I think, in one of my last niche videos, which you should watch. I'll link it in a card up above and down below. It's like the top 10 most popular niches and the ones that you can make the most money from. So it's a flip on this video. But in that video, I talked about one of our old students and she wanted to go into motherhood. I encouraged her to not talk about everything under the sun so she can be an authority, sell her own products, make a lot of money way faster, and have the episodic value where people watch video after video after video because they're all related. I hope you catch my drift here by now. And so she started doing cleaning, but I made the mistake years ago to not have her reflect on what her values are in her life, in her personal life, amongst her spouse, with her kids, with herself. So she started making these cleaning videos and she realized it took like 6 hours to film because I don't know about you guys, but if you're a one-woman show, it takes me hours to clean up after 6 people, okay? So it would take me probably 4 hours to film a cleaning video, plus the videos required to go viral within that niche, just period, based off of the YouTube algorithm, they're hours and hours and hours long. And so she has to sit there editing herself cleaning for hours. So you have to ask yourself at the end of the day, like, if what is required to grow my channel right now and compete amongst the top YouTubers within this space requires time away from my spouse, mental health, like stressors, or, you know, if you don't have time to work out anymore, physical health, your health is declining, you want to really reflect on that and ask yourself, is this worth it in the end, or is this not? Is there an easier way to make money? So when I chose to double down on this channel in 2024, that is exactly what I asked myself. I asked myself, how can I make 7 figures, 20 hours a week or less? Ideally, honestly, I just want to work Monday through Thursday for 3 hours. So 3, 6, 9, 12 hours a week. How can I make 7 figures? And what would need to be true in order for that to be a reality? Well, that would mean I would need to sell people products. We've already covered that. It would mean that I would have to go viral and create that evergreen sales funnel to where I can make passive income so that I can make sales, which is obviously what we teach our students. More information, we have a whole course on it in the description if you're interested, but basically I can make sales from videos that I created years ago if I rank them in search, which I do and I have done for years. And so I doubled down on this niche, even though obviously creating like YouTube tips, content creator hacks, whatever the heck I'm doing on this channel, it's something that I am very passionate about because I've done this for a decade at this point, nearly, but it's not like, you know, I'm way more passionate, to be honest, about like homeschooling. So I do have a whole separate like passion hobby podcast with my husband that we're not necessarily looking to like make a lot of money from. But to be frank, I had to double down on most of my time between the hours of like 1 and 4 p.m. Monday through Thursday is where I work on this channel because I can make the most amount of money with the least amount of stress. It doesn't involve my kids. It doesn't involve my husband other than him managing the other side of the business. I don't have to like hire a nanny to get this content out. I can just sit here while my kids are having their quiet time, bang out a couple videos and make passive income from it. So if the niche that you're choosing and how you create content doesn't align with your values, then avoid at all costs. A couple more examples of niches that, you know, might not align with your values, and we're all different, right? Are like overly edited vlogs. So if you value family time, which I've learned this lesson, spending hours editing one vlog and like taking your camera and needing to film your family because that's how you sell your product, is you're selling like what you're doing, is very difficult to maintain if that's something that you value and you value privacy, right? Fitness challenge channels. So like if you want to balance life, the extreme focus on like body transformation might conflict with the massive amounts of content that you're going to be wanting to put out on YouTube in order to go viral, you know? Extravagant travel vlogs. I remember coaching a student years ago in YouTubepreneur, our YouTube growth program, and she was like, well, I love traveling, and so I'm going to create a travel channel. So she created the travel channel. Then all of a sudden she put all this unnecessary stress to actually travel to create content. And she realized that is not sustainable. I shouldn't have chosen this. It is my passion. Remember, don't always choose passion. You got to be logical, like 10% at least. So she ended up switching, you know, she claimed burnout, and I don't know if she's still doing it now because it's been years, but that is an example. So the last one is like lifestyle flex channels. Now, nobody is going to admit this, but most influencers out there flex their lifestyle because that is how you get more views. I have succumbed to this years ago when I felt like I needed to redo my whole apartment back when I was like 23 years old, buy cute stuff, because that is what sells. Aesthetics, the vibe, and your lifestyle sells. So if you're frugal, you know, if you're trying to save money, get out of debt, which I was at the time, have like financial security, a niche focus on luxury goods and wealth can often feel misaligned, and It's gonna feel like yucky to create content. Take it from me. So the last niche that you should absolutely avoid is niches that chase side hustles. So let me be a little bit more specific there. I know I led with this and was like, it's the same amount of time to have a side hustle like faceless YouTube channel than it is to have a personal brand and sell your own products, because you still have to edit and be on camera. And I already rehashed that, right? But let me give you guys some more specifics. So this is gonna be things like crypto day trading, okay? The volatile markets create a focus on quick wins. And like as the market goes up and as it goes down, so does the interest in the niche. Remember, we want episodic content, a series of content where your viewers are gonna watch video after video after video, and it's never gonna stop. Now, again, if you're doing this for fun, you can do whatever the heck you want and not listen to my like litmus test here, but I would not do that if you're looking to take this to 6 and 7 figures in a year or less. Another example would be like quick money. So this is like flipping used products. So I've watched people flip furniture before from like Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist. Is that even still a thing? But they're flipping furniture and it's like incredible, right? And they get millions of views. And so you might be like, well, I like flipping furniture. I want to strip and stain like a dresser, and I could do that. But if it's hard for you to scale with your content, hard for you to create content, again, takes X amount of hours, and you have kids and a life. If you have a lot of time and it's your absolute diehard passion and you're going to do it anyways, I would say to do it. But again, needing to redecorate full rooms in order to get content up on the internet is going to be hard to maintain. So at the very end of this video, I actually wanted to sum up the top 3 categories that I would have you guys really pour your effort into. What is the difference between someone that can make a lot of money and go viral very fast versus someone that creates content for literally years, which was myself when I didn't know anything, and not make a dime, or just turn a very small profit through YouTube AdSense? What is the difference? Well, the people that make a lot of money fast, they go into these 3 categories that really have an insatiable demand for product and for eyeballs. People want to know more, and that is health, wealth, and relationships. Okay, so why would I have you go into health, wealth, or relationships? Well, it is because the deeper the pain that your potential customer has, or your potential subscriber, viewer, whatever you want to call it, the more they're willing to give you their attention, but not only their attention, their dollars. Okay, so people really struggle in health. So this could be physical health, mental health. Some examples of this are like gut health, as far as like actual niches that are popping off, mental wellness, holistic healing, home fitness for busy parents, or longevity like anti-aging. All of these sticky sub niches, which I talked about in another YouTube video, attaching yourself to a sticky sub niche that is going viral. I teach you guys how to do that. I'll link the video on how to find viral topic ideas up here down below. But basically going to these niches specifically is going to make it very easy for you to get paid and very easy for you to get shown to people, because the demand is so high. It doesn't matter how many creators are doing fitness content or anti-aging or holistic healing. If you get into a sticky sub niche, which is something that has a low demand and a high supply, which again, I talk about in that video, you're going to pop off within just like legit your first or second video. Okay. So you have to, the topic is so critical that you pick the right topic with a high demand and low supply. The second niche or category I'd have you get into is wealth. So specific niches are, these are the ones that are popping off: freelancing tips for beginners, budgeting for families, passive income through real estate, and financial independence for millennials specifically. So wealth is important. Again, people have a serious pain. The deeper the pain, the more they're willing to give you their attention and their money. Okay. Relationships is the third one. So this is also sort of with like the health category. You have to have a healthy relationship environment in your life. So this would be like marriage advice, parenting tips for young children. Then there's like subsections for sticky sub niches of parenting, like gentle parenting, attachment parenting, you know, all these other ones, dating after divorce, and relationship communication skills, and fatherhood coaching, motherhood coaching. Those are basically the top 3 categories I'd have you guys go into, and also the niches that I would avoid at all costs. So if you guys like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, subscribe, go ahead and download my free guide. I give you guys like a full-on social media audit in the guide, and it shows you like how you're able to take the niche that you are in and turn a profit and turn this into a full-time business. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye guys.